That is weird.
Your hands smell like fish. Welcome to the Whiskey Vault.
I'm Daniel.
I am Rex. I don't smell like fish.
No, you don't. So only your tasting notes are valid for the next 6 episodes.
You get some savory, weird, oceany notes.
Oh, that is bizarre.
Yes.
Okay,
What do we got?
This is a gift from Trash Titan William Schappert.
Date.
Words.
It's fine. It's fine.
I am William Schappert. They may take our lives, but they'll never take our whiskey.
So this is a place that is not a place. We've done these guys before. We did the Noble Oak Double Oak Bourbon. This is the Noble Oak Double Oak Rye. It's a rye whiskey finished with port wine oak staves.
Okay.
Now, they are one of the distilleries that are serious about their proprietary process of hyper aging.
Sure.
They call woodcraft.
Okay.
And they're working with Edrington Group to take MGP rye and then put port staves and then probably do the pressurization thing.
Okay. So there's several things in here that would lead me to believe, but on the nose.
That's unique.
I like the nose. It's a very rye-centric nose, but there's a sweet wrapper going on around that thing.
Man, if you had told me this was a barrel-aged gin, I would have believed it.
The botanicals.
Yeah.
That rye is very botanical heavy, and the rye noble oak.
With the sweetness of that port, it absolutely smells like a sweeter gin.
Can I tell you this right now? You say the proprietary, whatever, hyper-aging, haven't had a lot of good ones yet. Put my nose in that. I'm very optimistic all of a sudden.
Yeah, me too. I hope that the taste holds up to it. But keep in mind, it doesn't start from a new make and become an old whiskey. They're starting with old whiskey.
Right.
And then they're just hyper finishing effectively.
That's fair.
Which in theory you could do by just pouring some port into a whiskey barrel.
Yeah, you just have a sloppy barrel.
Yeah.
And then didn't get all of it quite out.
Yeah.
All right. So botanicals forward.
It's not green, it's very fruit botanical.
Yeah.
So it's very much greenhouse strawberries, greenhouse cherries,
so
mint leaves.
The rye note is just the dominant note, but the port barrel, maybe there's like just a vague fruitiness wrapped around this. I'm not getting a specific fruit note I can put my finger on. That's because it's just so much of that botanical rye core.
Mint and raspberries.
You get raspberries?
Oh, it's a little bitey. But I like the taste.
There's the oak. Because, you know what? This is, if you like botanical gins, and you like whiskey, and you want to find like this marriage where it's actually doing nice things together, it's there. It's more of an oak that showed up on near the finish for me.
It feels a little bit more like an oak that was like, just strained a little. Because the oak note isn't like this rich oak note that bleeds through.
Yeah.
It's this little blush spike of oak.
For me, it shows up about halfway to 3/4 of the way. It's just, hey, here's the flavors you were expecting from the nose. And then, there's some oak for you. What does the port bring?
It's a little bitter. It almost reminds me, no, it's just all the berries, candied berries. The finish is the port. The finish is all sweet, candied juices, but your tongue is still recovering from that aggressively pointy tannin note that just goes bam, and then just backs off completely. It's a very short finish.
Like gin botanicals, also a botanical tea. The astringent, overly steeped tea bags, I think, is contributing, along with the barrel staves, a little bit of that bitterness. With the oak, I mean, the oak flavor does show up.
That squeezed tea bag is real.
Yeah. So, of this tasting, Daniel, between the two of us, which of us is the captain of this ship?
Well, it depends on who's wearing the captain's hat.
What about now?
Oh, Lord. Which one of us is posing as the captain because it makes good target for the enemy so that the real captain survives?
I did get hit in the dick tip by a playing card 10 minutes ago.
Oh.
Yeah, we're throwing cards over there.
Yeah.
Very productive day.
Yeah, sounds like it.
Right in the dick tip.
With real, ouch.
Oh, yeah, no, there was...
Very real.
We've gone through a few cards. Packs.
Okay.
It could be, it's...
Okay. There's some practice involved here.
Yeah, so I'm just getting my Pilates in.
All right. That's fair.
Because I'm the captain and I can do that. I can make that call
But no.
as the captain.
But I'm wearing the captain's hat.
That is, you're like the longshoreman. With that hat. And if you fell off the boat, you would drown because that would take you to the bottom.
Yeah, that's true. But on the other hand, I could walk along the bottom until I got to land, if I could hold my breath long enough.
Bradley Dick, I have a question. If a cask had a glass stave, is it still an oak container? If so, is the cask an oak container still if half of it was glass? Where's the limit?
So there are people playing with this because it hasn't entirely, like I've seen some people who had like basically metal things lined with wood staves and wood heads, but there's some metal in touch with it, and in theory that's not supposed to be an oak container.
Well, yeah, so basically it has as many staves, as much oak as you would have in a barrel.
Not quite.
But no, I mean I think they get like, you know.
No, there's metal bars and
This is the same number of staves though. It's just spread out across it's a cube-shaped metal container, right?
Yeah, no, I'm thinking of something different.
Okay.
But that as long as the liquid is only touching the wood, in theory it's an oak container, regardless of how it's held together.
Right. So,
but if anything other than wood is touching it, it's no longer a pure oak container.
I gotta tell you, heavy is the head that wears the crown. I'm gonna have to put this down just for a minute.
Okay,
just for a minute.
That's fair.
You can stretch out the hammies. Tucson Jim. Daniel has consistently poured himself half of Rex's amount for a while now. The mooch force is still strong. Or is the Som force weakening because of your tum-tum?
Because the tum-tum. Now the Som force has too many jobs and needs to be sober after the shoot.
And I catch playing cards in the dick tip.
Taking one for the team.
That is how we talk about episodes. We're just whipping cards at each other. I've learned to start wearing sunglasses because our aim is not the
eye
best.
injuries.
Yeah, some of these things.
Shoot your eye out,
Some of
kid.
these things get speed. I am pleasantly surprised.
That's what I was gonna say.
On one hand, pleasantly surprised because you hear hyper-aging, rapid aging, whatever, and you're like, all right. But maybe I shouldn't be so surprised because they started with already a nice rye. Yeah, so they only could screw it up, and I don't think they did.
If someone just sort of made a rye, and I would think like, oh, this is a very, very dessert-forward, sweet candied rye.
Yeah,
and if you're in the mood for that, it's solid, but
sweet Jenny.
Yeah.
Hey, the icing is back
Not my
on.
preference.
Does it work again?
In theory.
I heard noises. We'll check. Here's to fighting, stealing, and drinking.
If you fight, may you fight for a friend.
Steal, and may you steal your lover's life.
And if you drink, may you drink with us.